Hello everyone, Why Not here from Why Not Adventures. Today I'm doing my finally, after like a couple months, I've been busy with school, which is almost done thankfully, my planning a trip. So I decided to do a trip that I know I'm doing. I was going to do one for the fall. I was going to do the Vermont Long Trail for a plan, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that one this fall. It takes too much time and I don't know if it will fit in my schedule. So instead I decided to do it on the Sunshine Coast Trail. Um, I planned out how many days and the whole shebang, but let's start off with the questions from last time. Who's going? It's just me. I'm going to be doing the trail by myself. I'm sure I'll meet people out there on the trail, um, but you never know. When am I going? June, so about summertime. I picked that time because I'm going to be out in British Columbia anyway, so I figure that's the best time to do it. What am I doing and where am I going? Well, it's on the British Columbia Sunshine Coast, which is on the mainland across from Vancouver Island, up across from Comox is on Vancouver Island. It's kind of across from there near Powell River, which is the part of the trail. And it's hiking I'm doing. So my supplies I'll need is my hiking gear that I already have, and I'll do a video before I leave for the trail that I'm doing this spring and fall, spring and summer. I'll do a quick video on what gear I'm taking. The resources I used, I don't have a map for it. I'm hoping to pick up an actual paper map before I get on the trail when I get out to British Columbia in late May. I'm not doing the trail till June is my intent, but I'm going to hopefully pick up a map and finalize my itinerary. But I did use online resource. I used Maria's guide on the road goes ever on. She had a good couple itinerary plans, and I kind of took them and played with them. Um, and I used the book I got here, Sunshine Coast Trail Guidebook by R.E. Waltz. I talked about this one last time. I really enjoyed going through it and planning it. Has pictures, little brief summaries of the maps and whatnot. Um, there are two resupply sections I can do on this trail. I'm only going to need one, I hope. The second one, if I need to, it's a 2.5 kilometer each way, so 5 kilometer round trip to get to the resupply point from the trail. While the first one that I'll hit, um, is right there on the trail. And for the life of me, I can't remember what the trail names are. The three supply points are. I had them written down, and I don't know where I put it. But that's all right. I'm budgeting for 10 days to do this trail. The original itinerary I was going to do was 12, and that's just I'd have to do that 5 kilometer trip in to get resupplies for the last few days. Compared to this, where if I do 10 days, I got to split it up into two sections. Section one is 3 days, so I only need 3 days of food. And section two is seven, so I'll need 7 days of food. So a lot. It's a bit heavy for the food, but the great thing about hiking with food, it dwindles down as you go. Um, and I got two options for section two, depending on how my body feels for distances. But uh, roughly I got it's a 150 ish, a little over 150 kilometer trail. Goes from north of Powell River down to south of it. The starting point, I gotta look at the book here for example. Starting point in the north is Sarah Point, and the Saltery Bay is in the south, and that's the end, the southern terminus. Um, I'll gain 20,000 feet, and I'll lose 20,000 feet apparently. So that's kind of cool. The two highest points are Tin Hat Mountain, which is at 1,150 meters, and Mount Trom Trowbridge, which is 1,300 meters. Those are the two highest points on the trail. Um, I plan on staying. There's shelters throughout the trail. You can do this trail as a hut to hut to hut, and if you did it just by huts, it takes 10 to 12 days. And I'm staying at the huts mostly. I'm still packing my tent because if I get to a hut or a shelter and it's full, what do? I'll have to sleep outside and hope it doesn't rain, right? So I am going to take my tent with me just for backup if I need it. Um, yeah, so I'm doing hut to hut, 10 days, 150-ish kilometers. Day one is 16 kilometers. Day two is 17.5. Day three is 16.7 with Nero. in the resupply days. When I get into town at Powell River, I plan on eating, laundry, just resupply, rest. I might take a zero. I haven't decided. I'll decide when I get there, see how my body feels, but I shouldn't need one at that point. Then I go into section 2. Section 2, I have 2 options, so I'll break down what's common for both, and I'll do option 2, which option 2s are 8, 9, and 10. Those 3 days are my play days. So day 4, I'll do 23.9 kilometers. It's a long day, but I can do it, I believe. Day 5 is 15.2, so a shorter day, which is good because I don't want to do long days back to back, like 20 plus back to back. I would like to keep it a high one, then lower, high one, then lower. Day 6 is 20 kilometers, again, a little high, but I can do that. Day 7 is 14.1 kilometers. And then option 1, day 8 is 34.6 kilometers, a very big, hard day. But if I can do it, I set myself up for 2 easy days. And day 9 would be 13.6 kilometers, and day 10 would be to the end, which would be 6.8 kilometers. I would like to do option 1. But if I don't think I can do option 1, which is Mount Trowbridge from Waltz Hill, there's 2 other options. Option 2 would be day 8, I'll do 21.5 kilometers. Day 9 would be 12.7 kilometers, and day 10 would be 20.4 kilometers. So I have 2 options there to play with. Don't know when in June I'm doing this. Hopefully, I'm hoping the first week of June to do the Juan de Fuca Trail, and then be off for a weekish, and then hit this trail, and then take another week or 2 off before flying home. Haven't decided yet. I'll figure that out when I get out to BC, the final itinerary for my trip out there. I might decide it beforehand too. I haven't decided yet. And in early May, I am doing the Ottawa to Miscombe Highland Trail with a friend of mine and some other people. About 10 of us are doing it, unless that changes, which I'll find out this week or next. But yeah, hiking season is almost here. I still have some snow, but the snow will be gone soon, I hope. Other trails I'm looking at right now for the year is the Dobson Trail, the Fundy Footpath, the Fundy Circuit here in New Brunswick, as well as a bunch of day hikes and weekend trips to other parks, such as Kuujjupaquak and Fundy National Park. And I want to go to Mount Carleton Provincial Park here in New Brunswick. I do plan on going to Nova Scotia to go to Cape Breton Highlands National Park. And there may be in September a trail, multi-day trail I'm doing with a group of people in Cape Breton. It's called the Seawall Trail. It's under development, so the people I'm going with are actually a guide. I'm going to get a guide to take me on this trail because it's still in development, and there's a lot of bushwhacking and route finding, and I'd rather have someone that knows the route better than I do. I probably could figure it out myself, but it's easier that way because it's a point to point, so it's a linear trail, so I have to get transports from both ends, and they supply it. But that trail is a question mark still, and that if I do that trail, it'll probably be the end of my hiking season. And then it's just onwards and upwards to prepare for next year, which I'm not going to announce yet because I don't want to jinx myself yet. I'm not sure what I'm doing next year 100% yet. I have it up here, but you never know. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I know this was a quick and dirty video. There's about 4 to 5 days. I should mention this too before I let you go. On the Sunshine Coast Trail, there's about 3 to 5 water sources a day, so water won't be an issue. I just gotta make sure I don't drink seawater and salt water. I want to drink fresh water. So if the stream is running towards the ocean, I should be fine. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. This is Why Not from Why Not Adventures. See you next time.